All right, man or girl, madam, senor, senora, whoever is watching. Today we're gonna plan something, okay? And I know plan sounds boring, man, but I'm not talking about that kind of planning, okay? I'm talking about confidence planning. I'm talking about the kind of plans you do in order to become confident, in order to rely on yourself, in order to be able to move through any situation that you're going to face, in order to move through any emotion that you're going to face, no matter how nasty it might be, no matter how little sleep you've had, no matter how freaking crazy life has been. Okay, first of all, get some sleep, dude. Really. Like, don't watch this video. Stop right here. Get some sleep because this is important, okay? Health is number one. But now back to the planning. I'm talking about the kind of plans that make sense, okay? And plans that make sense are plans that, contribute to your life, okay? They contribute to the quality of your life. Those are the kind of plans that give me power in my mind and in my life. So those are the kind of plans I'm talking about. Now, before I write anything down on the whiteboard, I want to talk a little about what these plans actually are. Dude, I just said the same word twice. Okay? So, what are these plans? A plan can be me going in the grocery store. Okay, this is where a plan can start. That thing can get me a lot of confidence. Okay? I'm talking, I know what I want to eat for sure. Dude, that plan, when I write this thing down, I got what I want, okay, out of the grocery store. Now, are those the kind of plans that will give you unlimited confidence and will guide you through any situation in your life? No, probably not, right? But it is a plan and it gives you confidence in the grocery store. So it's important, okay? Now, I don't usually do plans in the grocery store, but that's another topic, okay? You know what I'm talking about. So the other type of plan that I'm talking about is plans that are ultimately connected to certain things that are important to you or to your life. Now, how are we going to do this? How are we going to establish a plan like that? It's really simple. First of all, you got to know what's important to you. That's the number one thing. What is actually important to you? Right? Because when you don't know what is important to you, for example, when I don't know what's important for me, then I don't know what I want to achieve. And when I don't know what I want to achieve, then I cannot come up with straightforward things that I have to do in order to attain this thing. So first of all, I have to know what's important to me. What's important to me emotionally, okay? What's important to me for the future, emotionally? What's important for my family, okay? What's important for my future, for my family, for myself, okay? You can also be egotistical. What's important for me, for my life? What's important for my life? What do I want to achieve right now? And that can be anything. And it's so freaking important that, that this is the priority of your thought, actually. Because if I have this list running in my mind for a huge part of the day, then every single question I ask myself will be tailored towards what I want in my life. And the things I want for my life are most of the time are things that I, first of all, don't have yet. Okay? So they are probably worth attaining if I don't have them yet. There are probably also things that are important to me, okay? Important. So they are attached to some emotion. Okay? Emotions. So it's an emotional goal. It's something that I don't have. And when I tailor 70% of my time or 60% of my thoughts towards these things, guess what kind of questions I'm coming up with? I come up with questions like, how do I get this? Like, what is this thing that I want? Who else has it? What is it? How does it work? What makes it what it is? What makes this thing special? What makes it not what it is? Like, what are other things that are similar to this thing, for example, but that are completely different? So let's take an example, right? So for example, I want to lose weight, right? If I want to lose weight as a woman, or I want to gain weight as a man, or I just want to be healthy, live healthy, eat a little bit more healthy, then I have to ask myself the question, now what do I, like, how do I get this? How do I get this thing? Why do I want this? Right? Some of these things are obvious. Like, I feel stupid saying that because you already know these things. Like, certainly. But wait until we come to the point where we essentially force ourselves to loop through questions and also commit our time to answering these questions. Because many people stop after asking the first couple of questions. So they ask 3 or 4 questions about their goals and how they can achieve that. They Google a little bit, and that's about it for the day. That's about it. Then they go into this wandering state again, into this worrying, or into this into other like garbage thoughts. For example, they take on, for example, I also do this. Like, this is the only reason I can talk about this, right? I take on garbage thoughts from things I see outside. Things that just freaking bug me, okay? Trash laying in the corner, okay? Who put the fucking trash there? Okay? Then I see the next thing. Why is the guy standing there pissing there? Okay? Shouldn't he be, turning to the other side and not show me his dong when I drive there with the car? Like, stupid stuff, okay? But why is that? The only reason is because my mind is not really fed by the right frame of mind. It doesn't really have enough input. This is the number one failure of why people don't get their goals, I think. They don't feed themselves, they don't feed their goals with enough input, enough context, enough questions, enough chaos, enough uncertainty. You got to be uncertain about your goals. You got to be uncertain about the things you want to achieve. Because from chaos comes order. This is no garbage talk. Like, you hear scientists say, from chaos comes order. Dude, because it's true. And I don't have to be a scientist in order to do that. If you have so many good thoughts, like 60,000 good thoughts in a day, and they're all chaotic, and you don't know how to achieve your goal. Let's say you have so many good thoughts a day, and you don't know how to achieve your goal still. Here's your goal. I'm drawing with the left hand right now, okay? And here are all these goals. Dude, slowly you're gonna connect them. Slowly you're gonna connect them, and these connections, they build. Now, don't get me wrong, like, this won't happen in a day or in 2. It's not going to happen. But those are your goals. Like, no rush. This is my goal, okay? My goals, like those are lifetime goals. Those are massive goals. I don't have to achieve them in a day or in two. I don't feel pressured. I don't feel anxious about not achieving them. Okay? Or maybe I do, man. Actually, maybe I do. Right? Maybe I do feel anxious about not achieving them. That's just why I go so hard on them. Right? Because I want to have the feeling that I do whatever it takes as long as it's healthy, ethical, and, legal, to achieve my goals, right? Those are my criteria. That's it. And if I get this done, where I'm gonna stand next, dude, I will have multiple more, opportunities that will all branch off of the notion, right? They all branch off the notion of this initial movement that has started just by me allowing myself to achieve my goals. So actually, when I say allowing myself to achieve my goals, I give myself permission, right? I give myself permission to achieve my goals. I give myself the right to achieve these goals. Now, how do I do that? How do I force myself into achieving my goals? That's the right question. I force myself into achieving my goals by coming up with questions, by forcing myself to Google this stuff, talk with chatbots about this stuff, with different chatbots, come up with 100 questions, 200 questions, 300 questions. Not every day, okay? But I force myself to stay creative about my goals. I force myself to achieve these positive thoughts. Positive thoughts are not just happy and laughing for me. Laughing, running around, giggling, okay, farting, all this stuff, man. It's not about that. It's about positive is a question that moves me forward, that keeps me healthy, that protects me, okay, in all kinds of ways, financially, spiritually, emotionally, protects my family. Those are the kind of positivities I'm talking about.